here on the graph we have two lines, the red line and the green line. So first I'm going to go over how to find the slope of each line, because we're looking at what the relationship is. Yes, I see that they intersect at this point, but just from looking at them or just from seeing an intersection doesn't necessarily mean they're perpendicular. I know for sure they are not parallel because they do intersect, but I need to do a little more investigation to determine if they are perpendicular lines. So let's start with the red line. So looking at the red line from left to right, I can see it is going down. So that means the red line has a negative slope. So I'm going to use the graph to figure out the exact slope. I'm going to think about that as the rise over run. So the rise means the vertical distance. The run means the horizontal distance. So for example, if I start at this point right here, I'm going to count down and to the right to get to the next integer coordinate that is on this line. So that would be down 1, right 1, 2, 3, 4. So down 1, right 4. That means that the slope of the red line is negative 1 over 4. Now let's look at the slope of the green line. So the green line is going up and to the right, which means the green line has a positive slope. So again, I'm going to count the rise over run. So to get to, for example, from this integer coordinate to this integer coordinate, I need to go up and to the right. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 up, and 1 to the right. Again, we said this was a positive slope, so the rise over run, we'll call this M2 because it's different from the original slope we found for the red line. This slope is positive 4 over 1. Now I could simplify this slope to just 4, but if I leave it at 4 over 1, it's easier to compare that with this first slope. Okay, so the slopes are negative 1 over 4 and positive 4 over 1. So thinking about that relationship, so let me just switch these. So again, we have a slope of negative 1 over 4 and positive 4 over 1. So as we noticed in class on Monday, these numbers do have some things that are in common. So they involve the same values, 1 and 4, but they're just switched between the numerator and the denominator. So that's called a reciprocal. That's when I switch the numerator and denominator. And we started with a negative value, and now we have a positive value for our second slope. So that's called an opposite when they have different signs, one positive, one negative. So because these slopes are opposite reciprocals, that means that they are perpendicular. These lines are perpendicular. The symbol for perpendicular, it's like a little upside down T. Okay, so again, opposite meaning negative to positive, reciprocal meaning the 1 and 4 switched places, so the 4 becomes the numerator, the 1 becomes the denominator. So because these lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals, that means that these two lines are perpendicular, which creates 90-degree angles. So all 4 of these angles here at their intersection are 90 degrees or right angles.